Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to map number 2 in our fixture between BTR and Very. It was a fairly one-sided affair over on Inferno, and we've got a bit of an update as to what's happened. Why there was such a long pause and why one of the players had to disconnect on the Very side is that one of them wasn't even a part of the original roster. It wasn't a part of the authorized set of players that they were supposed to have garnered for this qualifier. We see the departure of Tan Xiaomei, and we welcome Maizi. He's on the HLTV's page. He's exactly who you'd expect it to be. And although some of the names are still kind of thrown around, we've got Jerome, on the side of BTR. That, of course, is Fetz. Lexi, I believe, is Sick, and Bugan is DMM. So that's all cleared up. We have exactly who we're supposed to as we now get into Mirage. This is BTR's pick, so we'll have to see how things go, and they'll have to prove themselves on the T side. We expect that they'll have a series of set plays in order on this map. Already a smoke towards the top of connector. Leng will get an opening engagement. Impression's been taken down, and now with that smoke over towards the top side of connector, they can actually make their way on towards the B site. There is a fast flank opportunity though. Bexy is in the back lines, and with a kill coming out from DMM will make things incredibly difficult now moving forward. Bexy's been dealt with on the flank, however. That gives him a bit more room to work with, but it comes now into Dreamer's hands. 1 versus 4. He gets the first, and although that player was low, he misses the headshot, and Maizi dodges the bullet. It's a DMM that gets the frag in the end, and B1z for now will take the pistol. I had muted myself, and I'd forgotten to unmute. Good couple of kills coming out from both MyZ as well as Impression. MyZ showing that presence towards the apartments means that BTR have to fully recommit towards this position in terms of fully clearing out everything. Meanwhile, with connector pressure alleviated, they can creep their way out towards the A site. Kate will get first contact on towards Leng. A 1-for-1 exchange so far as Bexy chimes through from CT. The nade, not enough damage to quite take him out, down to 30 HP, but the post-plant positions will be had for BTR. Impression ran distraction over on the B-bomb site, so they're likely to have kept track of where he's located. Meanwhile, XYG and MyZ will try and make this retake happen. Now just XYG. The swift headshot. He does a great job bringing it to the one-on-one, but Kate immediately trades, and BTR are able to get there first. This is indeed the second map, and Fets is actually Jerome Y69. So, to clarify, Jerome is Fets, MyZ is MyZ. We've got Bugan, who is DMM, and Bexy is Sick. Everybody else should be named correctly in the right place. We now move into round number 5. BTR, their presence in towards middle. Oh, DMM just switched away from the scope as the players were peeking him. That could have been dangerous. That could have been an opening opportunity for BTR, but instead they just awkwardly glance at one another and run opposite directions. Good amount of control gained for BTR, and Jerome even just gonna lurk around the edge of the smoke. It's an easy kill for him to be able to accomplish, just one of the outlines of the player as he emerged in front of him. Shotgun AWP at play. There's the opportunity right back. Betts has been able to accomplish a fragment in his own right, although he's Molotov'd out of position and can't really contribute to the round for now. His presence alone is going to make these rotations a little bit more awkward here for Very. It'll be the remaining BTR players to try and chime through, and even with that being known, they know exactly where that player is located, but he's still able to contribute. They gun down everyone on the A site, and MyZ is left with AUG in hand. The anchor player over at that B site can do nothing but save this weapon moving forward. This is the second accrued for BTR. They're not likely to try and chase him down. There's a lot of economic risk that plays into this if BTR subject themselves to a couple more kills on MyZ's side. See, there's not much in the reserves for Drenking, Kate, Dreamer. Well, if Fat says a little bit accrued, he's not really going to be wanting to give that away for free, so they're happy to let him sit on this AUG. Let's see whether Very1z actually buy up around this. They've got a decent amount of money on DMM. The more reserved of the two plays is certainly to half buy, as MyZ will be able to buy up alongside them in the following round, and that's exactly what they'll do. Listen, chat, I've got a lot of buttons to press. And I pressed the wrong one, and I forgot to unpress it. My bad. It will... Okay, I'd like to say it wouldn't happen again. But that's something that they won't want to have happen again on the side of Very. Just going for the jump spot. There's a fantastic spawn for Fets, and be able to rip that B site wide open. Meanwhile, over at A, Adrenkin is locking things down. 1-for-1 pushes over towards Palace, and not all too successful. The MM has gone unchecked, so could potentially catch one of these players out. He's not even going to commit towards the B side of things. I imagine he knows it's likely the B bomb side as opposed to A, but just looking for an opportunity in which he can grab an AK. I'd be very much surprised to see this turn into another one-sided scoreline in that regard. Mirage is a bit more of an equal affair between these two teams. At least I'd assume so based on how much Mirage has played through both casual, sort of the pug scene, and just being familiar with the map. Obviously with Vertigo being introduced into the pool, that's something that teams aren't really touching. I imagine they're doing a lot of homework for when the major actually comes about, or when these close qualifiers come about, because you'll need to have a niche. Typically that was cobblestone, you had nuke, train, and overpass. Those were sort of the niche picks for some teams, but because everybody was looking for a niche, it actually ended up being just a fairly played map. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Mirage has been here for such a long time that everyone should have a decent level of understanding of how to play out the map. Meanwhile, in this round, Bexy, he's found two. Impression able to trade one back, but he's suddenly thrust into the situation where he's all alone. He cannot line up the headshot. It's a very quick round that Very are able to capitalize on. As soon as they tie up the game, BTR subject themselves to the crossfires on that A site. They tried to go for a faster play with minimal amounts of utility. You can see that there were no smokes deployed on the execute, and as a result, Very are just going to take all of the fights, and this time they come out on top. Don't imagine BTR are going to make that same type of a play anytime soon. Hope to go for a bit of a surprise on the A side, and didn't seem like Very were even slightly jump scared. Very so far have been setting up pretty heavily in towards middle, quite often playing that player in towards connector and short respectively, so that they have that crossfire to play off of. The issue is that neither of these two players can really contribute too much utility. DMM always playing as a distraction. It's Leng that bites the bullet, but it allows the double kill for DMM. Adrenking trying to make use of the space that was created as a result of those fights in towards connector, and that's a lovely shot on towards DMM. Suddenly he has the A site to play with. He can try and delay for as long as possible. That Molotov will delay the rotation from XYG. But it's again one of these flanking positions that could catch BTR off guard. I don't know where this player is coming from. The nade's gonna drop straight into Adrenking. And although they get the plant established, MyZ holds all the cards. He spots out the shoulder of Kate. Now his position's known, but it's the 1 versus 2 that's quickly dealt with by both of the players there from Very. MyZ on the flank, and XYG gets the finishing blow. A 5th accrued on for the CTs. A much better performance thus far. Obviously, we didn't get to see too much of Very's CT side on Inferno, so maybe it's not all that indicative of their actual play. Also calls into question why wasn't MyZ playing on the first map. And nonetheless, this is a do-or-die situation for Very. Good series of kills there by XYG. Kate only able to answer back with the 1 frag so far. Brings it to the... Ooh, a 1 versus 2 that's quickly the 1-on-1. Leng is here on the rotation, and the bomb is at least in a position where he could potentially catch Kate off guard, but there's so many angles to clear. 1 for 1. Leng, he might just turn at the wrong opportunity. Leng taken down, and Kate clutches it back. The 1 versus 3 for BTR to get them round number 4. That went so well for Very as well in the early stages. XYG getting 3 kills on the bomb site, more than you could ask for, really. And they had those additional 2 players there. Kate just clearing out all the corners to make sure they didn't get caught out. Gives the opportunity over to BTR. Very well executed in the clutch. Kate's going to be able to farm it a few more frags, as it is just the pistols and a bit of armor on the side of Very1z. Vets will miss the first opportunity. May not realize that it potentially crossed over. That isn't fully clear. That's a potential issue. Yeah, Vets isn't even really going to go for it. Knows the A side is squeaky clean. And although DMM can hear him rotating away, can't do too much to give chase. If let's go with that shift key, it would have likely meant that his position would be known. And the problem from here is that they should know that mid isn't too much of an issue. DMM's gonna get a free frag here. King, dead. AK recovered, can do some additional damage, but there's the response frag from Vets. So far, marginal impact on the AWP. He's had an opening pick over towards the B bomb site, as well as has been holding pretty passive angles. By and large, BTR have been setting up in a default-oriented strategy in the early stages of the round, and that sometimes doesn't lend itself to being given too many opportunities on this big green gun. Especially with them smoking off window and top middle consistently. If, as we've been seeing from the Very1z side, they're going for this play off of both short and connector and holding a crossfire in that respect. Not ever really peeking that window position. Does rely on the offer to be very aggressive in its own right. Kate going 1 for 1 on the A site, cheating past the Molotov to get that opening pick. Not quite able to get off scot-free, however. Or at least draw out the defenses of Very. They leave middle extremely exposed. Window is a potential issue for them as well as they move forward. It's the only hole they need to be concerned about. The fight stands right in front of them. Maizy flashing towards the apartment's not going to be successful, however. Dreamer eliminates him. Pushing even further forward, it's the double kill for Dreamer on the B bomb site. Langen, DMM can't get there in time to contest the site. They've got half the manpower and even less in map control. Allow BTR to take the lead. They should be able to get away with these without sustaining any casualties. DMM and Lang are in a very safe position, and it would be a trek and a half for BTR to be able to get there in time and pull these weapons out of their hands. Impression maybe has a chance of getting one. Oh, DMM peeks him as well. Surely you look at that as an opportunity for the AWPer to get the kill instead. You've been spotted out in that corner. You can hide while he's distracted. The other player swings. But then maybe you lose the AWP. So I guess the risk reward of that type of a play is one to be ran through the theory craft. Either way, they will lose one of their guns coming into this round. They'll have to rely on Lang on the AWP to lock things down at A. The first kill is there. Kate eliminated, and he's called for the rotations already. The secondary shot being hit. 1 for 1 opportunities being given to him. And only the 2 kills accomplished. Keeping around the edge of the smoke, though, they don't expect DMM. They're running straight through all of the set smokes over on the A site. And although things went well initially, BTR recognize that that's the play, and they're able to deal with it and adjust in kind. Things got a little bit scary there for BTR. Had Lang stayed alive for a little bit longer, hit that crucial kill towards Palace, that would have likely solidified the round for V1Z. Especially given how caught out BTR were by some of those ambitious pushes. So far, a resurgence in BTR on this T side. Ranking is some type of man. 17 and 8 so far, and he's gonna continue pushing for these frags. Another kill on towards DMM, and Sick can get nothing accomplished either. The A site's cracked wide open, and very few other than Adren King need contribute. Is taking duel after duel. He currently sits on 121 ADR for the BTR side. Impression. Oh, it might just catch out Mizey. That's such a difficult angle to clear from that position. Impression pulls another weapon out from that CT side. XYG has been spotted as well. Tagged down to half HP or less. And as he goes to retreat in towards T spawn. Oh, that's rough, buddy. That is the 5th kill for Fets. He pulls an AUG away from Very1z. So far, it has been pretty constant. These A-side pushes from BTR are hurting B1Z. Oh, missed smoke over towards the apartments. That may be an early signal for that CT side, but it's still going to be the fast play through. Mizey here with the deagle. There's another player in towards window. Kate able to get the one, but fast flank opportunity not going to be able to capitalize. Leng now 1 versus 3, 5-7 in hand. Does have some armor to work with, but can't allow this bomb to go down without contesting too quickly. Posted on the angle is Fets, and as he goes to peek, the AWP will hit the shot. It's another 2 for Fets in this round, and just shy of the double digits here in the first half. Nope. V1Z. Double up setup in play. Both DMM and Sick, respectively. And a close play here with the AWP. They may just have heard this, though. The scope will have likely been communicated over. DMM gets the first, but the answer right back from Adren King. Straight up from Connector as well. Impressions right in DMM's face, and he can't hit the shot. Sick missing his opening opportunity as well. The flash is good. The shot fired off. Impression makes use of it. And neither AWP being able to be too effective. The one and done from DMM is BTR were very fast-paced in the round and tracked him down, and Adren King is just absolutely on fire. This map has been his playground. Every time he's gone to swing, every time he's gone to peek, even when things seem a little bit dire for him, he doesn't exactly have the easiest angle to fight with. Just hitting so many shots for BTR. You can imagine how much closer a game this would be if you don't have that heavy-hitting nature on your side to work with. Mizey eliminated there by the headshot by Impression. And BTR secure double digits going into the second half. Quickly go over the scoreboard once more. 21 frags for Adren King after that T-side half from them. He's sitting at 130 ADR respectively. Not far behind him. Kate, 101. Not quite able to contribute in the same manner. And now the sides will swap. BTR on the CT side of things is Very1z. They did a good job winning the pistol. Their respective CT side. We'll see if they're able to get the secondary pistol as well, make this game a bit closer. B1z do get the kill on towards Dream and the smoke towards top connector. They're actually going to burst on through it. Fetz hears this though. He's called for them all to rotate over. He gets 2 before getting traded out. And that's going to allow some additional space now for BTR to work with Kate. Couple of opportunities being given, but Adren King is still alive and kicking around the smoke. He hits 2 down to just Mizey in the post plant. There is a kit and a smoke available for impression, and that will immediately go on towards the bomb. Mizey gonna try and push forward, but Adren King hits every shot he needs to. The triple kill to secure the pistol for BTR. All while retaking the site. Very1z will be down to just the pistols. Of course, getting that plant down at least secures additional cash for them, so these deagles are fairly cost-free. It's going to be the push from BTR in this round. Up through top middle. That's going to be Kate and Fetz. 3 between them. The bomb is dropped a little bit further up, but I don't believe Kate will have spotted it. Not that it's going to be a factor in this one, as BTR just win the duels they need to. It's not going to go to a late round situation in which that bomb could have been picked up anyway. We'll see what V1z have in store for us here in the second half, whether it's going to be fairly default oriented, whether they're going to be a bit more execute oriented as well. You'd imagine, based on the way that they've been playing thus far, especially on Inferno, the T side that we saw from them, very default heavy, very much trying to capitalize on any mistake that BTR may have given themselves up to. An impression going for a brazen push in towards the apartments, hoping that the smoke may have ran distraction, pulled the attention away from underpass. Gonna have that happen for him. Like, fortunate spray through the smoke. So the A bomb site is completely open for business. He was the only defender of that A site. That actually is a huge kill to find, because B1z can now traverse without any real consequence. And again, Adren King is still alive. Dreamer will spot it out towards short. They will likely go for this. They've garnered a respectable lead already. Certainly seeming like the stronger side in this matchup. Dreamer, he knows exactly where Mizey is. The smoke to try and isolate that engagement, make it so that he can't play a factor here on the retake. Molotov's in play as well to flush these players out, and Adren King split into the 1 versus 4. 2 toll in order. Very1z will win their first gun round. They need double their scoreline to tie up the game. Very1z. This will be at least, should be an easier time coming. Just the deagles in play for the CT side. BTR are certainly hitting shots, and there's a gap in the smoke that they make use of. Actually, however, lines up 2 on the spray down. And I think recognizing that he got that second kill, the player peeked straight into the bullets, and BTR aren't going to have too much information to play off of. Lurking out in the apartments. Mizey, although the opportunity was there for Fetz, it's not going to be a kill track down. With Dreamer being left alone, not going to be given too many chances. XYG could have had his head ripped off, but that would have likely gone traded out as well, as there was a player emerging from top middle for Very. So far, so good. They deal with that round rather swimmingly. As a result, they've been able to build up a fair amount of economy off the back of it. 1 kill isn't the worst. Or rather, 1 death on the T side isn't the worst. Every cent counts in this regard. BTR, though, opening things up with the AWP of Fetz. Fairly quiet in the first half. Didn't have to do all too much to take these bomb sites, but will be good on the CT side of things. Length capitalizing on a push there from Kate. Very daring to go for a push like that with no flash as well. Thrown high above mid. Ooh, Lang, I don't think he spotted out the legs of Dreamer. We could see that there was just a bit of his knee popping out around the corner, but hard to have seen at a distance. Of course, we have X-ray. These players do not. Over at the A-bomb site, DMM has lurked his way out. 2 quick kills on the A-bomb site. And Very1z have that completely open for business. DMM's going to continue pushing forward, and the plant pop will actually hide him. Dreamer just on the other side of it. Neither of them spotting each other out. Until DMM finally pops up above the flowers. The Dren King just left to save. Because they've had a clean round in the previous, BT RG are going to try and get this out of a Dren King's hands. First kill opportunity there. Or will stay alive and kicking for now. Couple of kills now found, and because they've committed now 2 bodies, this makes sense to try and take this out of his hands still. XYG will finally eliminate him. Don't need to be concerned about an M4 having a crazy round moving forward. BTR again on a half-bot. Very creeping up towards A. BTR may not suspect this. Of course, it's the burst and Molly. And it's just going to be Molly's galore. I think they recognize as well that it's likely to have been a save round from BTR, so not throwing too many smokes in which they could get caught out by pushes through them. They deploy them in after plant positions such that they can't create some additional space. DMM, a couple of kills, almost 3, eventually dealt with from impression. And actually, Fet's proving to be a nuisance. Not easily a kill lined up. BTR are going to go towards the meat grinder. Fet's, though, he's still alive and kicking with the deagle. Hold the phone. He's found 2. That could have been very dangerous for Very, as those were isolated fights. In that clutch situation. Although it would have likely resulted in the round win. Talked about how the economy plays into things here for Very. Building up a decent buffer is a huge point that could lead to the success of the comeback. Peeking above the smoke just before the one that obstructs his visions, Bloom. Mizey's eliminated. Kate is well able to contribute a frag. Meanwhile, over at B, DMM has eliminated a heavy hitter. So far, fairly quiet on the CT side of things outside of the pistol round. Not going over towards the B bomb site where Dren King is located. But for now, BTR will still hold the advantage. Dreamer, fantastic boost from the BTR players to catch XYG off guard. Closely on the angle. Fet's able to eliminate DMM as he emerges from the apartments, and now it's just sick. Still 4 players to find and a number of angles to clear. You'll spot out Dreamer. That's exactly where he is, but this is a tough angle to deal with. Dropping from the top rope. He posted himself up on the corner like something out of the WWE and goes for the head slam as he secures the round for BTR. Could have taken the straight up aim duel, but made things so awkward there for Sick. For now, the round buffer will be held at 4. Only 3 more rounds needed for BTR to cross over and continue in the winners side of the bracket. Impression. They get the first. They're able to quite convert on the spray transfer, but Vets will compensate. 1 kill before he's traded out, and ooh, Kate's able to contribute. The smoke blooms after the fact, and Leng has to pull things back. Cannot get it done. It's a Dren King at range. The MP9. Just 2 kills shy of the 30 bomb. This has to be a strong set of rounds here for that T side. Lest this be a 15th accrued for BTR. Very1z won't want to give that up, and they're going to try and make it work with a couple of pistols in play. Opting for some additional utility. The MM's been so strong for them as well on both portions of the map. XYG opening kill, they overpower both players on the B bomb site, and those smokes do so much work. It limits the engagement angles that BTR can take. Fantastic stuff from Very1z, and DMM even siphons these players off as they attempt to retreat. Gets both, means that there's less they need to be concerned about moving into this following round. Kate identified in the market, and that's a flawless one from Very1z. That's exactly what they need to see. Now the CTs will again likely revolve around these pistols. There's a play to be had where they could actually half buy but still afford up SMGs and the sort, but they actually buy into this. 2 sets of SMGs on both Dreamer and Impressions with a double op setup in play. That's an Adren King. That's over the A-bomb play up close and personal as Impression. 1-for-1 exchange in the early stages, and Kate's gonna push on forward. A lot of damage done on towards the remaining players of Very1z, and they're swinging out wide for this one. Sick. Couple of flashes deployed to try and make things easier, but in spite of that, Dreamer crosses to balcony, full blind, and still finds the frag. 15 accumulated for BTR, 1 shy of closing out the series, 2-0. Let's push into the apartments early on. That's again able to hit this shot towards top middle. Not having a top mid smoke has hurt Very1z 3 or 4 times now in this game, and the secondary AWP able to do damage on towards Maizy. Weakened opposition moving forward. XYG just able to hear out the steps, and as he goes to retreat, Impression is still gonna try and take this fight. Just dancing around the spray there. DMM's able to open up the A side of things. This may prompt the rotation from the remaining T players to retrieve that bomb and rendezvous. One of them needs to go back for it. It surely can't be DMM, as he's the only one that's established this map control. He gets the kill towards Impression. Now they can maybe think about retreating and re-establishing presence elsewhere. They need to go back for this. This is getting extremely dangerous now, as Dreamer will make it in towards T-spawn. He's gonna at least be baited out by the sound cues of XYG. If only he'd known what lie around the corner, that could have been the bomb dropped and some information for BTR to work off of. Instead, it's DMM that will prevent them from rotating in towards this jungle position. Both AWPs in play, both Very1z players over on the A side of things. This will likely be a call to save. I mean, they'll feel a little bit hard done by the fact that Very1z have gone to the site uncontested, but EMM's just doing so much work. Now they'll be tempted into this. Jerome gets the kill, makes it a 2 versus 1. They have kits and there's one en route as well. But XYG, if he dances between them, it's a Dren King to hit the shot. He'd swapped out to the AK, and BTR are going to be progressing further in the winner's bracket. Of course, as far as I'm aware, that will not be the end of the road for Very1z. They will still have opportunities moving forward. But they have now descended into the lower bracket. That is their second chance. That is their only opportunity. But congratulations for BTR for progressing on through in our winner's bracket. I believe... Let me just have a look at who they're expected to play. So they will play the winners of 5 Power versus Gold Shark. I believe that will be played later on. Or actually, sorry, that's being streamed and cast over on another channel currently. So we're waiting to see the results of that, but that's who BTR will be facing. But we will now prepare ourselves for a little bit of a break. We have another game coming up, though, in just about an hour's time. So get yourself a drink, get yourself some breakfast or dinner, depending on where you are in the world. Over by me, I'm gonna get some breakfast. We should be returning back here at about 9 AM CEST. So about an hour's time as we prepare for 8 Easy versus WNV. We'll throw it over to a break. Hope to see you guys in just a short while.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.